Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed business leader, UN colleagues, and welcome everyone to the second panel discussion, which is one of the most important discussion that we should have today. I know that today our discussion rotate around the involvement of technology, the advancement toward the intelligent society. And joining me today in the panel discussion, I have three distinguished panelists from various sectors that are going to be leading the conversation on how business can lead everyone and leaving no one behind toward an intelligent society. So I have today Kun Tuangporn from CK Power, one of the leading renewable energy company, and Ms. Chu Lim from Unilever, one of the top global brand in the fast-moving consumer good company. And we have here Kun Wachapon from the leading technological company Huawei. In the world today, it is inevitable to say that technology is a part of our everyday life. But we need to be aware that not everyone have the skill and the capacity to catch up with this fast-moving pace of technology. Also, the world today have reached a new height of technology advancement. AI have been a part of our everyday life, and I'm sure that everyone have used ChatGPT before. That is one of the example of AI and how AI have become a part of our life these days. The questions that we're going to be talking today, we're going to start with hearing some of the challenges that business have, because we all know that technology have both the benefit and also something that not everyone can catch up with this pace. As a multinational enterprise, I would like to hear from Unilever first. You are the brand that have over 100,000 of employees in your business. You have various supply chain in over 100 countries. So please tell us the challenges that you face to build an inclusive workforce. How do you prepare your employee? How do you prepare your workforce to ensure that everyone is moving inclusively in this sustainable, intelligent society? Please, Ms. Shimlu.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's an honor to be here. This is a subject that is close and dear to our company, Unilever. So, as mentioned, Unilever is a global operations company. We exist in over 190 countries, employing over 127,000 employees. So, we engage with millions of consumers throughout our value chain, as well as our company brands. So we're such a diverse organization. So our vision is to become a force for good and also make sustainability a living commonplace for us. So it is also our our missions to really bring sustainability to be part of who we are, and it is an increasing complex world today, no doubt. We are recognize that our workforce and operations are spread over such a widespread social, economic, as well as cultural and technologically, as well as environmental landscape all across the world. So our ability to create impact is on being to drive organizational sustainability commitment while understanding and addressing local needs and reality is super important to us as well as our consumer. So our strategy is remain a purpose-led, future-fit business. So we believe that business and workforce can only win if we are able to shape our consumer life as well as impacting our stakeholders and society positively, sustainably. So we're driving this and ensuring that this ownership is being fulfilled across the company. The Unilever Compass, which was formed last year, July of 2022, really has allowed all of our businesses and the leadership, from leadership to functional group, in order to ensure that we are identifying the priority as well as tracking our commitment very visibly to our consumer as well as our stakeholder. Nonetheless, there are challenges, no doubt. So what are some of those challenges that we're facing? Scale, for example. Scale. The scale can be extremely powerful when we leverage well. But on a global footprint and with a local reach, for example, here in Thailand, we existed over 90 years here. What are the challenges that we need to navigate, locally, as well as, in conjunction with the global, mission? It's very, very important, and it's quite challenging as well. In this, especially during COVID, our value chain disruptions was tremendous. It was triggered by, obviously economic as well as political and social issues, really can impede our ability to navigate the workforce towards sustainable action as well. So, and the other one is really economic disparities. So here in Thailand, it's quite obvious. While we aim for sustainable development, our workforce certainly are impacted by the economic disparity. So the reality of the external landscape has a huge impact on their commitment towards sustainability. And also, technology and digital shift, right? So all the speakers before, even the Deputy Prime Minister, talk so much about the technology advancement today. How is that going to accelerate? How can we accelerate our sustainability commitment? Utilizing as well, leveraging these technology that are available to us is also super important as well as disruptive in many ways. Nonetheless, I need to also really talk about climate change. One of the most consequential changes to our sustainability target and delivery is disrupted by such a complex as well as disruptive value chain, especially with COVID in the mix and post-COVID, the inflation that we're facing every day. So nonetheless, we are very, very facing a lot of challenges in terms of reaching those goals. But I want to really give you a little bit of, in terms of our purpose. But what we do is we really ground ourselves towards our Unilever purpose, which is to make a sustainable living a commonplace. We live, breathe, and operate with this principle as well as the purpose in mind every day. So companies with purpose last, brands with purpose grow, as well as people with purpose thrive. So we live this every day, and this is what we also invested into the brand that we have. We all have over 400 brands across the world. So in each and every brand, we have this mission and purpose behind everything that we do. So for example, brands with purpose grow. The success of the brand today is really closely linked to the impact that we have on people and planet. We have 14 brands that are over €1 billion in sales, and this individual brand, all 14 brands individually have a very specific mission that they have towards sustainability. And that is what is really a driving force behind the success of this brand as well. Company with purpose last. Really, it will come to a day where the society will no longer let us operate as well as really be successful if we're not socially and environmentally responsible. So that's why we work really hard to integrate sustainability into our strategy. And in survey, 69% of Gen Z believed that they are more likely to buy our products if we are contributing to social causes. So hence, lots to do, but also a lot of challenges on our way. But we're very determined to address them one by one, as well as with the firm commitment of the entire company.
Thank you so much. I really like your point on building a sustainable living, not only for the business, as well as for the people, the community, and the environment. That is very important, moving forward together in sustainability with sustainable way. Next up, I would like to hear from Kun Tuangporn. I know that your work in renewable energy, especially the hydropower, not only in Thailand, but also in our neighboring country, and your work not only contribute to the people but also the community. Can you please tell us the work that you do with the community in order for them to move forward in this just and sustainable manner, please?
Thank you. I know that it's an honor to be here alongside with a well-known brand like Unilever and Huawei. So may I introduce a little bit about my company that I'm presenting. The CK Power is the company that we aim to be the forefront of the renewable energy production. At the current, our electricity production is around 93% from renewables, and majority of that are from our hydropower plants in Laos. And last year, we were contributing like 5% of Thailand's total usage of electricity, and all of that are from renewable sources. So we know that sustainability development is not just about climate change and environmental responsibility. It's also about cultivating the well-being of the community that we operate in as well. So we are not generating just the power, but we are generating trust and share value together with the community that we live in. So I like to start with what we do to gain our license to operate in the country that we operate. First, I like to call it the hardware, which is I like to call it hardware of the community development, which is the housing and infrastructure development, which we collaborate closely with the local resident on giving them the essential facility that they need, like schools, medical centers, like school medical centers, like the farmland, the markets, the temples. And you can see from the picture here that is the farmland that's the farmland that we developed with them, and the below down is the house that we already built, and the village. This is one of the 11 villages that we built with them. After the floor plan, the physical infrastructure is in place, then we come to the social fabric, which I call it the software of the social development, which is the community development program. We fortify the resilience with them with the natural livelihoods, occupational development, and also the health initiative and education. You can see here that we provide them with the goat farm, like the animal raising, like the food processing, the microbrewery, the rubber farm, also the salon teaching, also the others religious ceremony as well. We have hardware, we have software, and then we have the healthcare. So we elevate the health system of the community by having the health screening for annual check. This is to preempt the health issue with the society and to ensure that the community live vitally together. So it's to earn our license to operate, building community trust for sustainable growth, and ensure that we lead everyone forward and leave no one behind. Thank you.
Thank you so much ค่ะคุณดวงพร That's very interesting to see how you have mapped your work in terms of hardware, software, and also taking care of the health of the people. Now I would like to turn to Dr. Shawapon. He is the president of Huawei. I am also a customer. I would like to hear from you as one of the global technology leader. What are the challenges that you face, and what is your strategy to ensure that everyone moving together inclusively in this digital world?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and it's my pleasure and honor to be here today just to share with you, the way Huawei as an organization are looking at, these, critical subjects, right? I mean, if you looked at, it's all starting, in the corporate missions. Our mission is very simple. We wanted to bring digital to every single person, home, and organizations in order to create a fully connected, intelligent, and sustainable Thailand. So that's the idea. That's our goal. It has been our goal, over the past, many years. So you look at Huawei's, as you mentioned, a lot of people think about us, doing mobile phones or consumer devices, but as a matter of fact, Huawei consists of 5 key business units. And many of you have known, the telecommunications, technologies, and these days, 5G is at the forefront, right? And then, then the third business we have is cloud computing, and which allow us to bring a lot of digital technologies into different organizations and persons. Technologies like AI that you have been, pretty familiar with, over the past couple of years. And we have the network technologies, and also the 5th business unit is we call digital power, and that has to do with, renewable energies and also all these EV technologies. So you look at all of these key 5 technologies, it's foundational pieces of our abilities to deliver on our promise to bring digital to every single person's, home and organizations. Because of these, our DNA is about R&D. So each year, over the past few years, we've been spending on average of 22 to 25 billion US dollars per year back into R&D. So if you look at all of these, types of big, huge investment in order for us to be able to continue to bring, a strong, digital variety of digital technologies into the market. However, these technologies, would still, remain in the labs, or at our levels without, having a strong and capable, ecosystems. And that means, a lot depends heavily on the capabilities, of the people and the digital literacy of the people who will be, adopting it and will be benefiting from these technologies. So, everything we do, have been basically involving, with the ideas of how do we including everyone into this journey together with us. And, this is why if you looked at our, frameworks in terms of our sustainability strategies, we have a program called Tech for Good. And if you look at these frameworks, it touches on, all of the key elements, especially, this is number 1, is digital inclusions. Because we wouldn't be able to achieve and then bring all the great things of these technologies to everyone without bringing everyone along. So these digital inclusion is the very, very key piece in everything we do. It's a lot of programs that we have initiated over the past few years, which I'll be sharing some of those with you, over the next maybe 5 to 10 minutes in the second questions. But at the same time, we also understand that we are living in the world of fast changing, and being influenced by digital technologies. As the Deputy Prime Minister and Kun Supachai earlier mentioned that, security and trustworthiness, of these technology has been, needs to be, critical factors in the considerations of implementing or adopting these technologies. So we do understand that, while it has a lot of benefits, digital technologies also, could be a threat if, it falls into the wrong hands or the people do not have, enough digital literacy to cope with it. So we have been a lot of initiatives in order to support, security and then bringing, the technologies to the target audience on a secure basis. And also, of course, the third pillar, we don't need to talk much about it because everyone understands that, we wouldn't have a sustainable, world to live in if we do not, have a very strong focus on how our technologies are making differences in terms of environmental protections. Over the past few years, we have been basically equipping a lot of, regulators, a lot of organizations, in the environment, areas, environmental areas. Like for example, we provide AI, systems, AI CCTV in help monitoring, the migrations of wild animals, which is really hard to track, and then nearly impossible, to have like humans there to track them. Or we have all these, the AI technologies that help allows, organizations and agricultural companies to reduce the required amount of pesticides that is needed, so in order to be able to reduce that. And then the last one is, to the point that I made, touch on earlier, the key of successful, digital adoptions would be creating a healthy and strong local ecosystem in each of the countries. We have been operating in 170 countries around the world, 200,000 employees. The most interesting number is that 55% of our employees are in R&D, very high proportions. So, and that's why we rely heavily on localizations and then creating a strong ecosystem in each of the countries that we have been operating in.
Thank you so much, Dr. That's very interesting. I like how you explain digital advancement as a journey that you want to ensure that everyone is hop on in this journey together. As we all know, and this morning Kun Supachai have already mentioned that we are a little bit behind in advancing to the sustainable development goals. We are just under 10 years in this journey toward 2030 SDG goal together. So I would like to hear from business leaders whether you have any indicators, any KPI to ensure that everyone, including your workforce, everyone in the community can advance in this together collectively, please.
Okay. Thank you. So Unilever is really a purpose-led organization, and our business model is purpose-led, future-fit, which is set into actions by our Compass strategy, as I mentioned, in 2022. And we are measuring our success, and everybody is behind this commitment. So to deliver the ambitious sustainability agenda, and obviously, Unilever is very ambitious in setting a lot of the very, broad line and very encompassing sustainability agenda. So we're really harnessing our brand, our people as also our partner to tackle the issues, with our consumer and stakeholder, such as climate change, plastics pollution, and also inequality. So in every, so we do have 5 different business groups, and each business group stands for a very specific sustainability objective. So as you can see, beauty and well-being is all about positive beauty. Personal care is about caring for people and planet. Home care is about clean futures. Nutrition is changing the world food system, and then obviously the most fun brand that we have, which is ice cream, is Happy People, Happy Planet. How does that come to life? Just give you a little bit of example of what we have done with these missions. Like for example, in business and in beauty and well-being, Dove is one of our billion euros brand, and the mission is to make positive experience of beauty accessible to all women all around the world. So by 2030, we are aiming to help a 250 million young people to build positive body image, as well as learn how to improve self-esteem, making the Dove Self-Esteem Project the largest of its kind. So right here in Thailand, Dove has led a campaign on Let Her Grow. What is this is we are challenging the hair cutting regulations in school that really take away the self-confidence of our young girls here right at home. Dove Self-Esteem Project really educated 62 million young people in 142 countries about self-esteem, and we are also partnering this with UNICEF, Cartoon Network, as well as World Association of Girl Scouts. And in Clean Future, R&D has already revolutionized the traditional way of producing our home care products. We're moving away from fossil fuel-derived chemicals to really renewable, recyclable alternatives. And this delivers superior performance because as also a lot of consumers are questioning, if this is a sustainable product, does it work? But truly, this product that we are introducing, it will be in the market next year, will be performing at the power of plant-based enzyme. And it will be introduced to the world as the first 100% natural cleaning product. And by the way, ladies, these are really good for your hand, and it will give you a softer hand as you are washing your dishes as well next year. So we're really, really excited about it. So in terms of our human resources, let's talk a little bit about our human resources, what we're doing there. So in future of works, right, we talk about future of works, future fit workforce. How are we doing that? So in the future workforce, we're helping 10 million young people with essential skill by 2030. That's our first commitment in terms of workforce. So for example, in Africa, we're building our successful youth employment program. So in just 3 years, we help over 400,000 young people identify their purpose and the skill, and we're providing the skill for them to pursue it. And we're working with Microsoft, Pearson, and LinkedIn, and we have really also launched another program called Level Up, which is a youth employment program that will help us reach a really wide group of young people in stepping up their skill in meeting their purpose all around the world. And then secondly, we're pioneering a new model really to provide our employees with flexible employment options by 2030. So for example, You Work Initiative, this was spoke about for the GRIM organization as well. So we're giving our employee the freedom as well as the flexibility to work on contract works, but really with the benefit as well as the security of the type of benefit that what a permanent employee will get. This gives them the peace of mind where they really give them the option of working on different assignments, and sometimes they can take some time off as well in working on other aspects of their life, which is really fulfilling their life purpose as well. We pilot this work in UK. It is now we're ready to bring it live to many different countries in the world. We are also helping our people balance our work-life balance. So since COVID, post-COVID, we really actually only ask our employee to come in 40% of their time so that they can spend the rest of the time at home, working from home with the flexibility of taking care of their family as well as achieving what they need to do at work. And then the last one is really skill for life. We're upskilling, so we talk about digital evolution as well as digital advancement and the need of having the digital skill. It is hard to come by in the public education segments. So we are really putting together a company-wide digital upskilling program, which is widely available to our employee. They can actually learn and get the certification on the job. And also, we're putting out quite a number of on-the-job training in our factories and manufacturing facilities all around the world. I'll show you a little bit about our digital advancement a little bit later on, but as we are putting on an advancement of robotic as well as automation and digital advancement, we are also equally at the same time educating our workforce in order to keep up as well as upskilling them so that they can actually operate and really do well in the new technological environment.
Wow, that's very impressive and lucky for us here that we got to hear a glimpse of your new product that's launching very soon. And it's very impressive to hear that there are brains and commitment behind every product that you deliver to your customer and how that could lead to SDG goals as well. Next up, I would like to hear from Kun Tuangporn, CK Power. How is it that you develop the indicator or the KPI in order to ensure that the communities that you touch on, the community that you get reached to, actually can advance collectively and inclusively?
Can I get the slide, please? Sorry. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. To make sure that the community development is meet our KPI, we make sure that not just our investor and our shareholders is happy from our benefits. It's also that we have to make our community also benefit as well. So we measure on our socio-economic development indicators that we keep track on the community that we invested in, on the job creation, on the infrastructure development, and also the service accessibility. And the most important thing is that it's about the earning of each household that we committed to create, to help them to create. So each household has to be above the poverty line, and that we reach 100% since 2021. And we try to keep it that way and continuously. And not just that, we have the educational impact KPI as well. This is not just the normal curriculum that we focus in. Just like this morning, we will mention about that we have to be more than just normal curriculum, but we input them with additional, with the sustainable living standard, sustainable living education, with we focusing on the renewable energy and the preservation of natural resources in order to keep the biodiversity and to keep their forest longer, and also helping them for the occupational development in order to reskill, to upskill of their own. So we succeed by last year that we educated almost 4,000 children about renewable energy, and that we teach 100 individuals on resource preservation, and also that we have our own employee to develop the waste to value program and reduce waste in the canteen and put it into the soil conditioning for the community, and teach the community to to use the food waste to productivity of the farmland. So we help each other, like use waste and create value. And then we also upskill, like elevate 2 products, like local products. We call it OPOP, one power plant, one product. So we elevate 2 products, which is marinated fish and also the native craft. And last but not least, it's about our investor and shareholders. Since we are in the stock market of Thailand, it's, we have to maintain our land in sustainability index. And that this year, we just got the AAA rating. We are one of the 34 company of Thai listed company that got the AAA rating this year. And just yesterday, we just received the Sustainability Excellence in the Commanded Sustainability Award. So it's the proof that everyone can benefit from what we are doing for society, ensuring that the community ready to move forward together and building the foundation of trust and confidence with our investor and stakeholders, and creating the future that everyone, every shareholder, every stakeholder benefit from the sustainable development together. Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations on this award and the rating. It's very fascinating to hear how your work touched on business partners as well as community and various stakeholders. Next up, I would like to hear from Dr. Chawapon. On this so-called journey of technological journey that you ensure that everyone is in this journey together, I would like to hear, are there any metrics that Huawei employ in order to ensure your commitment as well as to build trust among stakeholders to ensure that everyone is moving forward in this tech world together?
Well, the way, as I mentioned early on, we have seen over the past, 24 years that we've been in Thailand. By the way, Huawei in Thailand has been here for 24 years. We have seen for, along these years that our technology has been making a lot of differences for, many organizations from all industries, private or public. And then throughout the years, the focus has always been how do we basically creating an enabler, enabling technologies that allows, the ecosystem in Thailand and then, the people in Thailand to come together and created something good for the society. So we have these programs, called Tech for All. That basically focus on the 4 domains. In terms of the education, we wanted to make sure that all our technologies are able to drive equities. So we like to call it a lot on democratizing the access to technologies. That means that regardless of where you are, regardless of who you are, you have full access to the same types of technologies that the largest of the organization would have. So, and this is why if we plant these flags. So that means that the other initiatives would have to be feeding into that directions. So we have multiple programs in Thailand over the past few years. For example, we have the what we call ASEAN academies, where it is set up to address technologies and digital capabilities. The people from broad ranges, starting from university students and then the mid-career and business people as well. But at the same time, we do not just look at university or college students, or people already working in professionals that related directly to technologies. We were looking at how do we bring access to very foundational pieces of technologies through to the people in the rural areas. So we try to bridge the digital divide, and then we have a lot of initiatives that I'll share with you in the next part. But at the same time, we also understands that everything we do, apart from we are seeing people implementing our technologies in order to do good for the environment, we ourselves we have to really be very focused on how do we basically reducing and continue to reduce our carbon footprint, and then with especially you remember I mentioned about our digital power technologies. Our technologies has already so far over the past 3 years, generating 700 gigawatts hour of electricity, which means that we have been greatly be able to help reduce very, very big piece of carbon footprints, from organizations throughout the industries. Our technologies, related to telecommunications, are green technologies that, many of our data centers now being fueled, being powered by green energies. No more, previous or traditional types of power. So we have a very, very firm goals, of driving towards, into these directions. And at the same time, you look at the next domain, which is to me probably one of the things that is closest and nearest to any one of us. So we all know that, not just Thailand, probably like majority of the countries are heading towards aging societies, in the next 10 to 15 years. So that, a lot of our technologies and focuses, are in, how do we bring these technologies in and address, the health and wellness, of the populations in the world, and not just, making sure that not just the privileged also have the access. So I think this is an area where we see probably the biggest divide, of all the digital experiences. So over the past few years, we have, great initiatives that help establish the abilities for, hospitals or government organizations to have a reach, to people in the rural areas who previously did not have the abilities to have access to proper, health or wellness requirements. And at the same time, we do believe in, balanced development. In everything we do, it's the nature of our business, especially telecommunications. The nature of our business has always been to serve the underserved. So automatically, by adopting, all these technologies, everyone knows that, having the ability to communicate it with every, single person, especially in the rural or I would say uncovered, or rural areas, it is probably the first steps in establishing, the pipelines of informations or educations to flow towards that directions.
Thank you. Very interesting how you think of technology as the bridge to bridge this division to ensure that everyone and every aspect of our life in terms of health, education, environment are tied together and moving forward together. Very sadly, we have come to the very last questions of this panel discussion. I would like to again start with Unilever to let you show us the successful case of Unilever in terms of human development, human capital towards 5.0, the theme of this event today, and also how do you ensure that everyone is moving together in this sustainable, intelligence-based society?
Thank you. For sure, today technology is playing a real key part and really integrated part of our life. So such as in manufacturing as well, in across all Unilever. So our people are really our critical stakeholder to our success. So we are encouraging every single one of our employees to really contribute and give us feedback as well as suggestion in terms of where can we be better and how can we utilize the technology to our advantage, particularly to deliver sustainability advantage through our brand to our consumers. So AI is really playing a very critical role already in our portfolio as well as fuel the growth of our brands. So automation is a key part of our fourth industrial revolutions. And many jobs are changing and also unfortunately are disappearing. So new employment model and really shifting the workforce demographics towards digital savvy workforce is probably now is becoming a must and a critical need for any company. So about 60% of the job, robots will be doing a third of the task in any manufacturing environment. So imagine that as we are going into the new age of manufacturing, digital robotic automations are playing such a big part of the role in terms of actually advancing our output as well as our productivity, but also it gives us a huge advantage in safety as well. We're keeping our people much safer, having automation as well as technology to help them through all the tasks that they need to do every day. So very soon, we are actually today, there are 14 robots per 1,000 people employed across the world in the new age of manufacturing. So what does that mean for us, right? In terms of, in this change, the world that we are changing, so technology is playing a critical part. So in manufacturing, we become much more automated, as well as the skill that require of our production as well as manufacturing professional are much more demanding now. So we have identified 65 new skills that these manufacturing professionals need to acquire in order to be, keep up with the need of the, with the automation as well as utilizing digitizations to their advantage. So I actually want to give you show you an example in our Taichung factory. Probably we don't have that video, unfortunately. But I was preparing, the most world-class, advanced, best, most automated factory that we have in our network. It is being recognized by World Economic Forum as the most advanced ice cream factory in the world. So what we do is, we're leveraging the automation in order to keep our people safe, as I mentioned, but also really to increase the productivity of these manufacturing facility so that we can really get our people to do much more productive work instead of the manual work that used to be. So those are kind of some of the, really the example that we're using in utilizing the technology today in order to advance our human capital advancement here. So we really believe the winning business of the tomorrow will be those that really anticipate and respond to the huge change of people's life across the world by capitalizing the power of the infotech, biotech, as well as the technology advancement that we have today. So for that, we really need to really stand together and actually leveraging those technologies so that we can build a better life for our employees across the world as they are really working hard to advance the company purpose.
Very fascinating. It's great to hear that technology come in to help with the production, but as well as that journey is going on, you ensure that the employee, the workforce are catching up and learning new skill and building them in order to live together with the technology advancement. And next, I would like to turn to Kun Tuangporn to hear your successful cases and your stories that you work with the community in order to ensure that the community are able to move forward with this fast, rapid changing world.
To my point of view, I know that everyone is talking about the AI and the advanced technology, which of course we use it in our power plants. But with the community, it's another way around. We believe in the native intelligence and local wisdom, that it's empowering them to grow sustainably, longer, and sustainably together. So this is the case that we have here, that we empower them with the, at the local wisdom. I'm sorry. Okay. This is the case that we empower them with the local wisdom, the normal clothes that they are doing the tapestry here, and that we help them co-create with the social innovation. I would call that we help them do the native, with the native craft, the design, the function, the idea, the material selection, the color matching. It's just the modification of their local wisdom. And they use their native intelligence, input together, collaborative work together, and then it's come like, it come out to be our one power plant, one product here, which is here our notebook case here that we developed together with our community here. It's the learning that we teach them together, that we have the zipper, we have the cushion here, we modify the function to be fit with the market here. So it's adaptive from the normal bag like this that they normally do in the market, they normally do in the community, and we adapt it to like this. And the thing is that it's scalable and it's self-sustaining, because in the market, I just went to Luang Prabang early of this month, and I see it's almost everywhere in the market, almost every shop. and it's scalable, and it's impactful that it is self-sustaining. It is native intelligence that is self-sustaining. So that is from our CK Power point of view ค่ะ
I really like how you work with the community, maintaining that identity, but then added value into that. That's really impressive. Lastly, I would like to turn to Huawei, Dr. Shawapon. Can you share the successful story that you work with stakeholders in order to build a more digitally inclusive society?
Right. As I mentioned early on, we have seen the adoptions of our technologies in a wide range of the of industries. I'd just like to give you maybe a couple of examples. We have been over the past few years, the advancement in 5G and AI, and then our digital power businesses allow us to bring these technologies into a healthcare industry, for example. Right now, the doctor has the abilities to, you guys have been hearing about telemedicines for years, but only in the last couple of years, during COVID and post-COVID, and then with the readiness of the 5G technologies and AIs, it allows now the patients, it doesn't matter where they are in the countries, they now have access to consultations, from the specialist doctors. And we are taking it another levels by working with a lot of allies in the ecosystem like hospitals and the renowned doctors in order to explore use cases like remote surgeries, like robotic surgeries that allows consultations and then actual surgeries to be done direct either with the live advice of the expert or by the expert itself. We have, done 5G ambulance. You probably have heard about these where, all the ambulance is equipped with all the, high-speed, data, connectivities, and with the live cameras, so that the doctor at the hospital has the abilities to collect all of this information and as if the doctor is actually sitting in the ambulance himself. We've used, our technologies in, like, for example, we work with partners, called Track AIs. That, working with children, very young children, so baby, very difficult because they have no abilities to communicate. So especially, in terms of if the baby have like visual, problems, when they were very young. So there's really no ways to detect it. So we use our AIs to track the movement of the eyes, and then we have the abilities to help, provide the doctors with a lot of data points, and then pretty much like whether that's a potential of that baby has, a visual problem. So we would allow for early detections and, increasing the abilities to treat. So I think these are examples of where we have seen the usage of our technologies that allows us to basically have a better standard of living and then stretch, the same and a good standard of living, to a lot of people, in the areas where it's needed. So the last couple of examples, we have, work with, the MDES, the Ministry of Digital Economy and Society, in terms of like promoting basically the communities with what we call the digital bus. So we have this bus where it goes to very rural areas, schools, communities, and then we'll be parking there for days, and then allows the bus will be equipped with the equipment and also the content, and then the instructors, with the abilities for someone in Bangkok to be able to connect with all those students, in each of these provinces. So so far we have had over 3,500 students that has experienced our digital bus, initiatives, and at the same time, we also are working with NBTC, the National Broadcasting and Telecommunication Commissions, in creating digital villages where we bring high-speed connectivities into each of these villages. So again, as the foundational piece of infrastructures that would allow the digital experiences to reach the uncovered, and then people who did not have the privilege of having the same and equal access to technologies as the rest of the countries.
Wow, that's just very impressive how Huawei have worked to put technology in so many aspects of our life. And today I feel that we are all enriched with new knowledge. And thank you so much, our panelists, for such a rich discussion before our lunch today. Myself, as a person coming from the UN Agency on Migration, I believe that moving forward together with the note that we should not leave anyone behind is the core and the backbone of achieving SDG goal. Thank you so much, audience, for your active participation, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day at the GCNT Forum 2023. Thank you.